And welcome back to the Open Mic Broadcast Network, the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. As we are getting closer and closer to football season, we are fortunate to have on the line with us the head football coach of, let us say, the resurgent Royal Falcons, Coach THEADUS REAGINS. How you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing pretty good this morning. What about yourself? And happy Memorial Day to you.
Yes, sir. Happy Memorial Day to you as well, and I am doing quite well. Thank you for asking. Look, man, it seems like you just started yesterday, but you're headed into your third season at the Falcons lead man. It's been a pretty good ride thus far, huh?
Thus far it has, and I think it's like you. It does seem like it was just yesterday. It seems like I'm just beginning because each year it is a new beginning, so it does seem like it's a new beginning. But yes, I'm excited about my third year heading
yes, sir.
Head coach at Royal High School.
Yes, sir. Now, each year has been a year of improvement, and I guess the expectation is even toward this 2023 season. With that being said, if you can, just do a brief recap of your last season, what you're looking forward to in this season, and how things are looking as far as you guys being on target.
Last year we had an exceptional season. We our record was 9-2, made to the first round of the playoffs, and which was disappointing for us. So our goal this year is to actually make it to the playoffs again, and hopefully we'll get past the first round. We're looking forward to a great regular season as well. We have 8 guys coming back on the defensive side, and we have 9 guys coming back on the offensive side. But we did lose 5 good seniors, and 3 of them actually went on to play Division I football. So it's going to be a hard placing those guys, but we do have a good group, a good core of guys coming back next year.
Yes, sir. Well, that's always a sign of growth when you have guys that continue to play at the next level and, more importantly, on the D1 level. So it's just signs of what you guys have been able to develop since you arrived at Royal ISD. Now, when you look at that from outside looking in, that's an easier task said than done, what you actually had to wade through to build to this point. What were some of the growing pains that you've struggled with, and some that might realistically still be in your path, but you find a way to overcome those things?
I think one of the biggest growing pains in 4A is the number of kids that's available. We maybe have 70 guys in the program, so our depth is not as deep as other teams. But we got a lot of guys that's coming back. We just have to learn and teach them to play both ways. So I think the biggest growing pain is the number of kids.
Okay, and you know what? It's you're 3A, and 3A, technically, 5 years ago was actually almost like 2A with the numbers and leaps and bounds. So you get in that territory where guys have to go 2 ways. And is it hard for you to have a lineman go both ways because of all the wear and tear that's on that body, or the running back who might play linebacker or even safety in some cases?
No, one of the advantages that we had, and we're in 4A, one of the advantages that we had is our whole entire offensive line is coming back. And I don't think those guys played on the defensive side, and the entire defensive line is coming back. And I don't know how many snaps those guys played on offense. So I think we did a great job on making sure that those interior positions was not playing both ways to prevent the wear and tear. So we did have a couple of skilled guys that went both ways. But I think the foundation of our team, the offensive line and defensive line, pretty much played that side of the ball. And it was not a lot of wear and tear on them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and forgive me for that. You guys were 3A a couple of years ago, and then everything transitioned up. And look, the status goes higher, but you're still looking for those numbers, right, where I can get these 4A guys to go into it. And you just talked about some of the unique ways that you have to do that with guys going both ways. Now, when you look at it as far as scheduling, is it more difficult to schedule those non-conference opponents at this 4A level, being that everybody is taking a step up?
Actually, it's not, only because in Houston ISD, they have about 10 teams that's 4A, so we was able to get 2 of those teams on our schedule. We actually have our Colony, who was the newest school in Allen ISD. We was able to get them on the schedule as well. And we went up to 5A for one of our preseason games with Willow Ridge. So we are going to play a 5A school like we did last year. So I don't think it's as hard getting the 4As for our teams because I think it's in Houston, that's quite a few of them.
Well, good. That's always good to get that 5A toe test in the water to see what you guys are built of. And it's also a reality check because sometimes, Coach, especially when you're having the success that you've had, and it's been a long time coming, some guys begin to feel real good about themselves and say, okay, guys, you're feeling good. Let's see how good you really think you are by going to this test. So is that kind of like a twofold message to your team?
No, it is because the preseason is just a preseason. So you want to get enough data and information to see where your team stands because the true test comes in the playoff and in the district. So the goal is in the preseason to try to play as many tough teams as you possibly can. Then hopefully that prepare you for the regular season. Then in return, hopefully your district will prepare you for the playoffs. So I've always had that mindset when I was at a higher school at North Shore. We played the likes of Katy. We played Ridge Point. We played the Cypress best team. So I've always been on the mindset that in the preseason you always want to play the better teams in the area that you probably won't play in the playoffs. So yeah. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. We're talking right now with Coach THEADUS REAGINS of the Royal Falcons. Royal Falcons on this resurgence, the return of the Falcons soaring high throughout Waller County and beyond. Now, Coach, with the success that you had, it can't help but become contagious throughout the community. And how good does it feel to you, at least for a little bit on the surface, to be able to help bring the community back together through a successful football program?
I think the success we had did bring the community together. I think one of the bigger games we had last year was the rivalry against Sealy. It was a home game. It was pretty packed, and we ended up winning that game. I think it was the first time the Royal had beaten Sealy in 16 years. So I think from that standpoint, and when the playoffs came, everybody wanted to buy a Royal football T-shirt. I'm not sure what it was like before. I know the stands were pretty packed for the 5 home games that we had. So I think the community had great pride in the success that we had, and I think they're holding their chest out right now.
Yes, sir. Well, we're mighty proud of you as well. We've been sticking our toe in the water through our Waller County sports for a while, and it was something that we saw a need of because these guys have been working as hard as any other program throughout the state of Texas, even the land, let us say, throughout the Royals, the Wallers, and the Hempsteads, and we take it a personal challenge to make sure that we highlight these student athletes, which is going to lead us to a new segment and a twist we're going to add this season, Coach, and we're going to have you help us identify the offensive, defensive, and special team player of the week through our weekly meetings. And we got a little treat. We want to try to have us an all-county football team, including all players from Waller, Royal, and Hempstead, to have an end-of-the-year all-county team. How that sound to you, sir?
No, I think it's amazing. I look in across the city of Houston, Greater Houston. I see actually HISD finally did that. They had our HISD team, and we have our all-state team, of course, in the state of Texas. So I think that would be a great idea to recognize our kids in Waller County and the great things that they're doing. So I think our Waller County team will be great.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we're looking forward to that, and we can't get it done without the likes of you guys cooperating with us, even on some tough weekends when it wasn't actually favorable for your team. And I want to thank you because you've been extremely available to us, and we do not take that for granted. An exceptional year for the Falcons. Looking forward to adding more broadcasts this fall, man. And I'm gonna take credit, Coach. You might not think much of it, but I'm going to say we your good luck piece, man.
I would say the same thing, too, because when we started these conversations and whatnot, I think we started turning the program around, and I appreciate you for giving us that time and exposure to represent our program on your show.
Well, sir, we're looking forward to it. Now, you still got that old Grambling guy hanging around you, man?
I do have Coach Cry. He's still the coordinator, correct.
Yes, sir. Well, you know, he didn't follow up with me, but when you see old Coach, you just tell him that the Panthers got him again, and I'm going to look forward to it this coming season, my man.
Absolutely. Good deal. Actually, we'll be we take some kids down to the Prairie View camp on Thursday this weekend, so.
Well, you know what? That's right. That is going to be on June 1st. And I tell you what, maybe we'll get a chance to make things come together face-to-face because we do plan on being able to do the coverage. And when we talk about that June 1st program, and how big is that? Well, we know that Deion Sanders is coming, but you get your guys acclimated to a university, D1 university, I might add, right in your backyard. The exposure for them to be recognized and spotted on radars, not just at Prairie View, but other schools that will be participating, and just the fact of getting some more training to elevate their skill set. How important is that and exciting is that for you as a local coach?
No, it's very exciting to get our kids in front of college coaches that necessarily wouldn't give them an opportunity to see them. So I think they have upward of maybe 20 teams. I know they have Sam Houston State, they have Arizona State, Eastern Michigan, they have, of course, Grambling going to be there, Texas Southern. So they're going to have quite a few teams, Tennessee State. So they have quite a few teams to get our kids in front of to possibly earn some scholarships. And that's the biggest thing for our kids, is helping them grow and develop and earn these opportunities to go to school on the next level.
Yes, sir. Well, Coach, look, I want to say thank you again for what you have brought to the community. Thank you for the good spiritedness that you have, even when you have to work with folks outside at Grambling State University, you know, but someone has to do it. But it's really, in all fairness, it's exciting to have you on board. We're looking forward to the continued growth and want to give you some opportunity to have some closing thoughts and comments, sir, as we wrap this segment up.
No, again, I appreciate the opportunity to come on your show and, you know, give our kids some exposure to Waller County kids more specifically. And, you know, appreciate your support. I look forward to having more positive phone calls with you next year after these games. I think we only had 2 of them last year that ended up getting defeated. So I appreciate it, and we look forward to it. And hopefully, again, we have some more victorious conversations this season.
No doubt about it. He is Coach Theadus Reagins of the Royal Falcons. And, Coach, I didn't even butcher your name this segment, so I'm getting better each time we go, sir. I'm going higher and higher, as those folks would say. But I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Thanking you guys so much. Don't forget you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. And don't forget to visit the website at obnradio.com, the voice of the Royal Falcons. And until the next time, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.